Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's show is called Financial Doomsday Scenarios Erupting Everywhere. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's show on all your social media to help get the word out. Now, let's get started. It used to be that disasters would occur rarely, if ever. You might occasionally see a disastrous hurricane in Florida. You might see a war overseas. You might see the sinking of a big ship somewhere. You might see a news report of a major crime in another city. But these disasters would be infrequent and even rarer. But that's not the case anymore. Now, when people see the latest news, they're seeing a fire hose of growing and never-ending problems across a wide spectrum of the economy, the culture, the financial sector, just about everywhere. It's literally coming at you from every direction that you look. So what are these problems that keep growing and approaching and affecting people from all points of the globe? And how catastrophic are they? Well, in our opinion, it's all growing at a rate people have never witnessed before. Let's take a look at some of these issues. The first is inflation. In our opinion, all the inflation numbers are incorrect or deceptive. No matter what lies they tell you, the price jumps in food over the last 24 months have been nothing less than stunning, catastrophic. When you combine the price increases and the reduction in portion sizes in a lot of food packages, then it appears that the food prices in many categories have more than doubled when you factor everything in. And when they double food prices, they are essentially declaring a food war against the people. The next issue is crime. We're no longer seeing conventional and measurable increases in crime throughout the country. We're now seeing instead crime increasing at a level that is commensurate with some war zones and some conflict areas around the world. If you look at cities like New York, Detroit, Chicago, LA, and San Francisco, then we basically see that these are open war zones trying to disguise themselves as cities, as functioning cities. But they're not that anymore. They haven't been that in years. They've become criminal backgrounds in which the criminals have declared war on women, men, the elderly, and children in a way that has never been seen before. We have recreational attacks on people that are occurring so frequently and with such ferocity that it's unbelievable. On social media, we're seeing half a dozen teenagers attacking old ladies or mothers pushing strollers, and it's being done with a level of intensity that is difficult to comprehend. We're seeing people attacking mothers pushing baby strollers with children these attacks look more severe than anything you would see in the Purge movies. If you did this sort of thing in a war zone, then you would be charged with a war crime. But in many of our major cities, this sort of behavior doesn't seem out of the ordinary anymore. Now people just keep moving. In fact, when people see this kind of activity in major department stores or hotel lobbies, they just ignore it. The other day, somebody walked into a major hotel lobby, like a 4 or 5 star hotel lobby in New York, and some drug addict just had a complete mental breakdown and started screaming and doing cartwheels, and people were walking past him as though nothing were going on. And if they call the police, then often the police don't even come for this sort of nonsense. And if the police did arrest him, then they'd be released within an hour or two. Now, what about the banking sector and the stock market? Well, that's where the real nightmare scenarios are descending. The rumors we're hearing about the banking sector are nothing short of biblically evil. If every leader and CEO in the banking sector spent all their time and energy trying to destroy or bankrupt the people they were doing business with, then you would not have a worse situation than the one people are witnessing now. That just tells you how intentional this is all revealing itself to be. We're hearing constant stories about banks now rejecting loans that were perfectly reasonable just a short time ago. We're hearing that banks are restricting people's access and ability to withdraw their own money. We're hearing that bank locations are closing down unannounced. What about Wall Street? Well, Wall Street used to operate with a minimally acceptable level of fraud and deception and theft that most people would just tolerate. But that's not the case anymore. The level of fraud Wall Street is now engaging in 24/7 is now so obvious and pervasive and common that it's obvious to even the least informed members of society. If you're one of those people who never watches the news, never discusses current events because you're probably spending 7 days a week watching sports or playing video games, then even people like that are now instinctively sensing that something is terribly wrong and getting worse. It's approaching on the horizon, and they sense it's cataclysmic. You may not respond quickly enough to prevent them from taking all your money or property, but you can probably still sense what's going on. Another thing is the intensity and size and scope of the negative scenarios erupting all over the country, and it's increasing. Street crime becoming warlike in scope. Retail stores closing or laying people off on a scale never seen before. Politicians who no longer care about lying on camera because they know it will have no repercussions for them whatsoever. Real estate imploding in prices everywhere because of rising interest rates and falling demand. Commercial real estate like office towers that are having trouble selling for 25 cents on the dollar. Insurance companies refusing to insure homes, buildings, and cars on a scale and at a level never seen before. We're now hearing some electric vehicle car dealerships aren't being allowed to display their EVs on their showrooms because insurance companies are demanding that they park their EVs outside several hundred feet away from the buildings in case they burst into flames in the middle of the night. Fast food restaurants and companies are now openly admitting they're putting food chip filler in the food that they sell just to make portions seem larger. If the combination of all these problems, catastrophes, and events doesn't strike people as biblical, as doomsday-like, then I think we may have a different definition of that sort of behavior. Thank you for watching. I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's show on all your social media to help spread the word. Thank you, and we shall talk to you soon. Bye-bye.